Good morning. Well, this morning I'm working on chipping. It's just a small 17-yard chipping. By the way, welcome to my home. My name is Jeff Sanford, and this is Old Fort Golf. I use a ball dispenser when I'm doing a lot of practicing in the morning over coffee. French roast. Oh my God, it's good. Anyways, all right, so I've just hit probably 3 dozen balls, and I don't know how everybody else picks them up, but a buddy of mine suggested a snow shovel. So I have absolutely clean balls that only are used in the simulator. So, and I have a snow shovel that's never been used. So it's perfectly clean, so it will not stain my balls, or for that matter, I won't end up with a bunch of dots on my screen. Well, this morning I'm trying out different wedges to maximize chipping to 17 yards off of the fairway, around the green, this kind of stuff. I needed some type of unevens. I just happen to have a couple of these mats. I bought one for the simulator, and I bought one to put in the back of the car to take to a driving range, someplace where I didn't want to do any damage to the greens or anywhere else. I don't like to take divots, especially in a practice area that a local golf club owner is making available free of charge to us golfers, and I treat it with a lot of respect for that usage, and the owners know this. I do no damage, and I always leave the place better than I found it. Pick up trash, whatever. It's a pleasure to be able to go just a few minutes from my house is Deer Valley Golf Course. I believe they're in Middletown, Pennsylvania, where I'm in West Hanover, Dauphin County, and Harrisburg area. But just a few minutes, so every time I go over to Deer Valley and chip and putt in the morning, I always get a smile from the owner because he knows I'm going to take good care of it. But I got these on Amazon, cheap. They're a multi-surface mat. They're heavy. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but there are lots of them like that. They're heavy, rubberized on the outside with handles, and you got a really nice thick nylon insert. You've got a fairway insert that mimics what this is here, and then of course a tee, which you can put a rubber tee in or anything you want really, and use it. Right now I'm on the rough side, or I don't have a sand area to do this chipping out of, or a sand pitching, but I do have these. So one of the nice things about these ball dispensers is that you can put a lot of balls in there, and I get an uneven surface here, which is kind of bonus, and I just want to get up there, so I'm just going to take and just practice getting up there. This is a 47 degree. These are Ping 440, G440 iron set. This is the U, and it is 47 degrees. I have used a label machine from Brother to mark all the degrees on every club I have, because I really don't think in what it is, you know, if it's a 9, an 8, or something like that, or a 5. I think in degrees. Weird. But it works for me. It really does. Now, you see a lot of videos online, and they're really good videos of people that will take and tell you, you know, different wedges do different things, and they do. This is a 47 degrees, so it's a little more lofted, but it offers me in a toe down situation. I've been wanting to buy a chipper. My chipping around the green gets worse every year, as does my eyes, as does my game. So I'm sitting there going, well, I can save a few $100, or if I make better use of the irons that I have. And that's true. So this is what would be a traditional 47-degree wedge, or a pitching wedge at 46 degrees was what I always associated a pitching wedge to be. Unfortunately, my pitching wedge is 42 degrees. Let me verify that. Yeah, 42 degrees. Well, of late, you know, to get people interested in buying new clubs, they go farther. Well, no, they don't. They just loft them stronger to make you think that pitching wedge is going 20 yards farther. That's why I have the degrees on there. So weight is weight. These are adult flex, or in my conversion of adult flex is old fart flex, OFF. Oh, my nose is running like crazy. Here in Pennsylvania, we're starting the spring season now, and pollens, trees are starting to bloom. It's a mess. Pretty soon it's going to be the orange season, where the cars are covered in it. So, but golfing is starting up pretty soon, and spring is here. So enough of that BS. Let's hit some balls. It was kind of nice.
Ready.
It only had 1,100 RPMs on it.
Ready. Ready.
I'm using a Pro TVX up here as a launch monitor. It's beautiful. It's dual camera. It gives me a lot of data. It's just super solid performer. The metrics are very accurate. I've got no issues whatsoever with the data that I'm getting from it. As a matter of fact, I can go over here and actually look. I hope you can see it, probably not. The actual metrics that's being translated from the monitor over to GS Pro, and this is the GS Pro practice area. And so what I'll do is I'll go to the dynamic hole builder, and I will take and put myself in different areas, different hole types. You've probably seen some of my other videos where I'm trying to get out of pit style sand bunkers. And
you know, the dynamic hole builder in the GS Pro practice area, which lets you fully customize the range.
Anyways, I'm surrounded by tech. So, but 17 yards, I want to get this to just land at about 9. That was at 11.
Ready.
It rolled up there really nice.
Ready.
Not so good.
Ready.
I've always suffered with my chipping game.
Ready.
It has been my nemesis. That and my 3-wood. Two of the worst clubs in my bag. I swear to God. It's getting better though. Just need to get out here with maybe a little bit more practice.
Ready.
Just want to get within 2 foot of that hole, and that's what those circles are.
Ready.
The inner circle's 2 foot. Outer circle, I think, is 3 or 4 foot. I can't remember. I'm sure someone will set me straight on that. All right, that's toe down. Let's try a couple square on square to square. See if we can just get underneath the ball like we normally do. RPMs came up.
Ready. Ready.
Had a neighbor of mine, went golfing with him, and this has been a year or so ago. He said, Jeff, you know, if you learn how to chip and putt, you'd be dangerous at this game. Yeah, you're probably right. Or was it Rita Green? I can't remember what he said exactly, but something to that effect. Let's get in there. I was looking around at different chippers, and you know, they got 37 degrees, which is basically a 7. And so far, I like this 47 degree. It was 42 and 37. I think the ping chipper is right at 37.5, but it's more of a, this is why I've been, balance. This is why I've been kind of doing more practicing with the toe down type of situation where I can come through like that. Let's go over to a different, much stronger wedge. And I believe 37 degrees for me is a 9-iron. It was a lot lower. RPMs are about 1,600. Backspin, I should say.
Ready. Ready.
It's a lot harder to control. I'm getting a lot more forward momentum though. Of course, coming from a 42 to, a 47 to a 37. Should be about, what is it, the rule of 12 says on that. It should be like 1/3 the distance and let it roll up. Something to that effect. Another guy I watched some videos on YouTube was Phil Mickelson in his short game. The guy's amazing, but that goes without saying. Everybody knows that, he is the professor. I'm not even close.
Ready.
Yeah, for every good one, I get probably 20 not so good.
Ready.
There we go. That was much better. Kind of getting the hang of it.
Ready. Ready.
That was downright pretty, that one. All right, so that is a 37 degree 9-wood Ping G440. Very nice clubs. Very, very nice. We will grow old together. Okay. Took a lesson recently from one of our local, last year. And he shared with me a 60 degree wedge shot, which is also a toe down, and but it's got some lifting, little better lifting qualities to it. So we're going to use this in a toe down situation. I'm going to basically line myself up off of the toe, and I'm going to like picking it up and out. You get those little ruts, and you need to pluck it out. It's like, I guess a good example would be plucking the yolk out of the egg, that kind of thing. Let's put that down in there.
Ready.
So anyways, there's another little thing I practice a lot.
Ready. Ready. Ready.
That works. One of my favorite wedges is the 60. Okay, now 56 degree. This is a Ping S259. This is an S grind with a 12 degree bounce. One of my favorites. They do make one really, really nice wedge. Ping, TaylorMade, Callaway makes good wedges. Titleist, of course. I don't have any Titleist wedges, never have. But I do, I not that I don't like them. I've just never had one. Okay, a 56 degree. I don't do this a lot with a 56.
Ready.
Looks like I'm going to have to.
Ready. Ready.
It felt pretty good.
Ready.
Well, we're bouncing it right next to the hole. The backspin's coming up to 44,000 RPMs, which is nice.
Ready.
Those are all pretty good shots, really. Those are all pretty good shots.
Ready.
Let's try square to square here. Not bad.
Ready. 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 Ready.
Well, it looks like I just talked myself out of buying a chipper. This is a good thing. You kind of work it out for yourself.
Ready.
And having a facility like this in my home, it's kind of nice. 4,100 RPMs backspin. You can sit here and practice this all day, and I do. I do a lot of practicing of par 3 courses, actually. I don't have a long drive anymore. I'm too old for that. But I try to make it up with my short game, 150 yards, 180 and in, and get there. So basically, when you get to be my age, you start playing what's commonly known as an old fart game. And you hit the ball straight, hit the ball at least, on a drive, 170, 180, great. Straight. Well, if you have let's say you had a par 4, and you're 300 yards out, 320 yards out to that par 4, I can take 150 to 170 yard shot. So that's basically going to be a fairway wood. And because let's face it, the driver's just hard to hit. It's the flattest, less lofted club in the bag. But everybody wants to hit one like crazy, but a wise man knows his limitations. So say we take a 3 wood out and I swat that 170, then I go out there and I take a 5 wood out, which is one of my favorites, and that puts me up somewhere close to the green. if I can take and get somewhere up close to the green, and then I can take a wedge, you know, and get it closer than that, at least you hope, right?
ready,
You know, and then put it up into the hole. That was actually kind of nice. I like that. So, and then you putt, you made par. Well, it's actually good sound golf. You're not stressing your back out. You're not stressing your muscles out. And at 65, that's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it makes the game. If you don't feel good, it makes the game that much harder to play. So, anyways, this video is getting a little on the long side, and I've got a bunch of balls to go clean up. So, with that being said, this is my morning video, my morning practice session. And this is what I do every morning over coffee, early in the morning. It woke up to 31 degrees this morning in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but it's nice in my garage. So, with that being said, thanks for coming. I'm going to golf some more and enjoy my coffee.